I want to call to order the meeting of the Iberville Parish Council, Tuesday, March 18th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. Could I have a roll call, please?
Allen,
Here.
Easley, Dominique,
Here.
Frazier,
Here.
Smith,
Here.
Pierce,
Here.
Jenkins, Bradford,
Here.
Martinez, Darden,
Here.
Jewel,
Here.
Morgan.
Didn't call you.
Parkins,
Here.
Bradford,
Here.
Okay. Let the minutes reflect that we do have a quorum. This time I'd ask Councilwoman Martinez to lead us in the pledge. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I want to remind everyone, the public, you must register with the clerk in order to speak. We do have tonight a presentation and appearances. We've got a proclamation of Autism Awareness Month, Mr. President.
Ladies and gentlemen of council, the Autism Awareness Month is the month of April. So we're doing this ahead because we have an April 3rd is Wear Blue Day in Iberville. So we want to get this proclamation done this month. Whereas autism is a lifelong developmental difference associated with significant alteration of an individual's ability to learn in the same way as others, which may include differences in such behaviors and communication. And whereas autism is known as autism's spectrum disorder, affects people regardless of race, religion, socio-economic status, or geography. And whereas the incidence of autism in the United States is approximately 1 in 36, according to the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention. And whereas evidence suggests autism is the result of neurological anomalies affecting the functioning of the brain, and few members of the general public understand this complex syndrome. And whereas persons with autism can be helped to reach their greatest potential and accurate early diagnosis and the resulting appropriate education and interventions, as well as community acceptance and accommodations, are vital to the growth and development of the individual. And whereas autism is a complex set of differences that requires increased research to one day better understand it. And whereas the greater recognition and understanding of autism can ensure that individuals with autism are accurately diagnosed and appropriately treated throughout their lives. Now, therefore, Chairman of the Council, Steve Smith, do hereby proclaim the proclamation of April 2025 as Autism Awareness Month. We encourage all citizens to participate in the Families Helping Families of Greater Baton Rouge's annual Active for Autism 5K Run and Walk and Fun Fest to help bring awareness of autism on April 26th, 2025 from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Pennington Biomedical Research Center. In witness thereof, I hereunto to my hand and seal of Iberville Parish to be affixed this 18th day of March, 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. As the grandfather of an autistic child, they are really special children. The more you involve with them, the more you realize just how special they really are. So I'm glad April is Autism Awareness Month. Okay, I need the reading and approval of the minutes.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to forego the reading of the minutes and accept as written.
We have a motion to forego the reading of the minutes. Second by Mr. Bradford. Roll call, please.
Allen,
Yes.
Dominique,
Yes.
Frazier,
Yes.
Smith,
Here, yes.
sorry, Pierce,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Markins,
Yes.
Bradford,
Yes.
Martinez,
Yes.
Darden,
Yes.
Jewel.
Yes. Motion carries. President's report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Chair, ladies and gentlemen of the council. First, I'm going to start off with employee recognitions this month. We do have 3 employees that are with us in attendance. We have a 5-year recognition, Miss Lane. Miss Lane Neely, come on up, Miss Lane. Miss Lane's in our accounting department. She's doing a phenomenal job. We also have a 10-year, also in our accounting and handles all of payroll. So, thankful for all the checks y'all get every month as well. Miss Tricia, come on up, Miss Tricia Mullins. Miss Tricia's been with the parish for 10 years. And then we have a 15-year recognition this month for the month of March. He started here 15 years ago. Mr. Wayne Onestell, he is our tractor foreman. Mr. Wayne, come on up. Now, he let me know he's on his way out. He's got about a year and a half or so. So before retirement. So thank you for those years of
Thank
service.
you.
In our operations, in the report, we have our mayor's meeting that we do every month. This month it is going to be in Plaquemine. It's going to be held next week at the library, next Tuesday. We meet at the lunchtime. Jennifer from the library is going to be there and explain to all the mayors and the vision for the future of the libraries. Now that the library tax was going to be coming up. So in the library tax for the future. To keep Iberville beautiful, the cleanup day is Saturday, April 12th. That day is coming up, so I always make sure that I keep that on y'all radar. We have a lot of employees. We have over 100 attendees from across the parish, and in every municipality helps with that cleanup day. Our first annual Iberville Day, I might have mentioned this to you last month, is going to be at the Capitol on May 6th. It's a day that we're excited about. We mailed out 80 applicants. We have over 80 invitations to elected parish officials. So I never really looked at that number before, but we have over 80 elected officials in Iberville Parish that represent the constituents. So we send every single one of them an invitation in the mail. Projects coming up, moving forward, we have our 911 improvements. We're thankful to some contributions from an industry partner, but what we're doing at the 911, and in the future, I hope to kind of give you a tour of those facilities and show you some of the changes that are coming. It's going to include additional things like a conference room, that we can be there during storms. There's not a large room that we could be there when times of hurricanes and other incidents. In the 911 dispatch room, and this dispatch room is also going to be a 8-person facility where we're going to have 4 of our employees, and we could potentially have 4 parish dispatchers of the sheriff's department inside the same room, which is going to make operations more efficient moving forward. The Highway 19 North Plaquemine Railroad Board, the price did come in over budget. We did open up bids last month. We feel confident. I spoke with Randall that we have additional funding that we have within the budget, but we will be coming to you guys to ask for an amendment in the future to make sure that we just reposition some of that allocation and make sure that project moves forward. I know that's a project that's been discussed for over a year now, close to 2 years. So we're going to make sure that we get that and award the contract soon. The railroad cleanup efforts along Highway 1 South by Dow, we're hoping to start that within the next few weeks. We did have our application turned in to Union Pacific. They did respond to us with a few questions. We of course let them know they already know the intention, but we let them know that we're going to have equipment that's going to be on the Highway 1 side, not on the railroad side. So they were confident with that. So we feel that we'll be moving forward with that project. I think that's going to be a good beautification project that's going to enhance when you're coming into Iberville. Next Era Solar Farm update. They have turned in their draft permits. They're turned into our office and currently under review by Parish Engineer, Mr. Tom David. Our goal is to plan and schedule a community meeting because it's been a year and a half since their other meeting that they had in the community. So we're going to be hopeful, reaching out to the council members to have that meeting in the community of White Castle in late April or May. So we'll get that meeting lined up, that public meeting. We have some capital outlay legislative requests. This is something new. I haven't put this on here for you before. I just wanted you to identify and know that there are projects that we put in at the state level. We've never kind of got that information to you. So in the transparency, I want you to know what projects are out there that we're putting requests in on the state level as well. Because as we continue to work together, we're going to continue to find and identify more projects across the parish that we're going to go and say, hey, look, y'all have a surplus budget at the state capitol, and we're going to sit there and ask our local legislators to go out and get that money for us. And that'll be your local representatives like Chad Brown, Caleb Klein, Peter, Jeremy Lacombe on the north end. So it's just the local guys, not the federal, not the congressmen on that side. So just wanted to kind of give y'all a list of those projects that we are working on. And last, I do have the community and upcoming dates. Today was a big day in the parish. I thank some of y'all council members that was able to fit it into your agenda, into your schedule. But the governor came to Iberville today. We did make sure he heard the words that Iberville is the best parish in the state of Louisiana, and the need for the bridge. We made sure we reiterated the fact that the parish is still divided and we need our bridge. So we did have some of those things. He had a great speech, talked about a lot of things on the state level that him and his staff are accomplishing. And I have other dates about future events. I just always keep those ahead just so y'all have them ahead of time. All right. Are there any questions? All right. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
I have a comment I want to make.
Miss Allen, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I wanted to congratulate Monica and them. I know we had our meeting with the community outreach, and I know they went to a conference on our call. We was on the call the other night, and they got awarded for Iberville. So I wanted to congratulate y'all with that. And I wanted to thank Miss Carrie. I know they're gonna do the spotlight on all of the parish, each one of the officials. But the write-up that you did on me, I guess you would have to be my best friend to know that much. But I thank you, even for knowing you a year. You did lay out my passion. It was for the citizen. So I wanted to thank you for that.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, Miss Allen.
Any other questions for President Daigle?
Thank you, council.
Thank you, Chris. Financials, Randall?
Good evening, council chair, council clerk. I don't really have a whole lot to report. I don't know if y'all had a chance to review sales tax report. We've had probably the lowest sales tax month in the last 5 years. And there was a few things that had to do with that, but we kind of in one of those months where we don't have quarterly sales tax come in our annual sales tax. And we didn't have any settlements of any major audits, anything like that. So just something I'll keep monitoring. Nothing to be alarmed about right now, but just kind of caught my eye with everything going on with the national economy. You know, just if it's coincidence or not, but we'll see what happens. Y'all have your financial statement. I'll answer any questions, entertain any at this time.
I have a question.
What's up?
Okay. I know I contacted you last week. I don't know why we have problem with phone calls. I don't know.
It's Monday.
You don't return my calls. You know, I send an email, I still don't get the information. I did receive my financials, and I still got little questions over my head on a couple of things on my financial report. I think we talked in reference to some things that we had on that budget. I know we did the organization. We had a company came in, did a great job on that organization chart. So we had some people was at a salary with the grade, and I asked you about a few of those positions that I know 3 of the positions was advertised. I'm not sure if they was filled in, but I think we talked briefly about that, which I didn't get that information back. And I think I wanted to ask you, but you never did return my call back. but I guess I may have to put in a public request. It don't look good for elected official to put in a public request because it should be that when someone asks for these things, hold on, let me finish. Let me say what I have to say.
Okay.
It could be when an elected official asks, because if I represent the citizens of this community, and if they ask me, they call and ask me for information, and I don't have the information to give to them, it's like a question over my head. So in reference to what I'm asking for because when we did the budget, we know we gave raise. I don't know who they gave raises to. They had some. While I was shopping at Butcher Board, I had some people say they did get a raise, and I don't know what the raise was based upon. But if I'm in charge of this budget, I wanted to know who did get the raise and who's at the grade. When I look at my financial statement that you give us every week, because according to the structure chart, and I asked about some of these new jobs that's coming in, what we have on the chart is not based upon what the financials are saying. So I will be putting in public records, I'm not going to just wait for you to give it to me because, on my financial, it's not adding up. I got questions. And when I call you, you don't return and give me the information that I need.
You finished?
I'm finished.
Okay. So I think this is reference to a phone call that I got Monday. I couldn't answer the phone call, and I texted
Prior
you back.
today.
I was in a meeting. You're probably one of the only people I do text back
Understand.
when I'm in a meeting. Texted you back, asked you what you needed. You said you'd address it in a meeting, and I said, "Are you sure?" And you said, "Yeah." That was Monday.
Okay.
Today's Tuesday.
Okay, but last month we talked about, anyway, I'll be requesting, and I'll let you know in front of Mr. Chris, because he did tell me when I asked you for things to come to him. I'm not going to come to Mr. Chris. You're the financial guy.
And I'll be more than willing to give it to you.
I will put public records into you, even in reference to a new position that was, a new position that recently got hired. I'm not aware of it. So when they call and ask me, I'll put in public records to ask about that position, where about it was on the budget, to make sure everything is lined up with that structural chart that we vote on. So I'll be sending that public records in tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
More than happy to accommodate you.
Okay. 3 days.
Thank you, Mr. Dunn. Any further questions for Mr. Dunn?
No. I would like to ask the rest of the council, have y'all had any issues with me getting back with y'all? Because anytime y'all call me. Anybody? Okay. I just want to clarify that. I just want to make sure, because if I'm not doing my job, I take pride in my job and I want to do it right. I take pride in it. And this is the second month that I've taken a hit about me not returning a phone call. And I have gone over and above and beyond to return phone calls and texts. I have. So please let me know, the entire council, if there's an issue, because I want to fix it, and I will fix it. Do you have any questions on your financials? On a different note, on a non-parish note, my daughter's best friend from high school, my late daughter's best friend, will be on American Idol on Sunday at 7 o'clock. He's performing in front of the judges. If y'all could tune in, I know if she was here, she would be right there cheering him on. So I would appreciate everybody tuning in and vote if y'all can. Good. Thank y'all.
I've heard him, Miranda. He's
very
good.
much.
He's good.
He's really good. Thank you. Okay, prior to this meeting, we did have a public hearing on an ordinance to amend the 2025 capital improvement budget to accept grant funding from the U.S. Department of Transportation, Pipeline, and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration. I'm looking for a motion.
I made the motion.
Motion by Mr. Jules, second by Mr. Markins. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
More. Allen,
Yes.
Dominic,
Yes.
Frazier,
Yes.
Pierce,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Markins,
Yes.
Bradford,
Yes.
Martinez,
Yes.
Stark,
Yes.
Jewel.
Yes.
Motion carries. Prior to this meeting, we also had a resolutions committee meeting. We've got two resolutions.
Wait, this is new business.
Oh, yeah, okay, forgot about that. Sorry about that. We're gonna introduce an ordinance. Do you want to read that ordinance, Mr. Boudreaux?
Good evening, Council Chair, Council Clerk, Council members. The ordinance to amend Appendix B, Unified Development Code of the Compiled Code of Ordinances for the Parish of Iberville for purposes of routing all Planning Commission recommendations to the Parish Council for final approval. This ordinance makes several amendments to the Iberville Parish Code of Ordinances, specifically to the Unified Development Code, Appendix B, affecting the Planning Commission's processing procedures. Key changes include Planning Commission's role, Section 2A 6.4. Starting May 1, 2025, the Planning Commission will act as a recommending body. After reviewing proposals, the Commission will vote to deny, approve with conditions. The Parish Council will then make a final decision based on the Planning Commission's recommendation. The Planning Commission can rely on personal knowledge, public hearings, inspections, and reports. Decisions will be made via written resolution that outlines the approval, conditions, or denial of application. The Commission must state its findings publicly before voting. Applicants must begin construction within 3 years of Parish Council approval, or they must resubmit and reapply for approval. Any person or authorized official can appeal Parish Council decision within 30 days to State District Court with jurisdiction over the property. The Planning Commission must act within 60 days of receiving a completed site plan or conditional use application, though this timeline may be extended by mutual consent. The Commission's decision will then be forwarded to the Parish Council for final approval. This ordinance repeals conflicting previous ordinances and includes a severability clause. It will take effect on May 1, 2025.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Udo?
I had
Mr.
a
Jewell?
question. My only concern with that is slowing the process down to a point to where the public becomes aggravated. I just think that's gonna increase the time of getting approvals on any variances and stuff like that. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think it's gonna slow it down. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what y'all think about it, but I think it's gonna slow it down. I think it's gonna cause some problems.
Yeah, no, that's a valid concern, but that's just the process how everything's been going for so long. Every parish around us goes through a planning commission that actually gives more adequate time for council members and the community to voice any concerns, and that's what this does. This gives a 30-day timeline when it's introduced at one meeting, and then it's approved by the council at the next meeting. It puts full authority with the council, as it should be. The way that the planning has been run for so long, the planning is not given adequate time. It's not. We had a situation that happened within the last few months, and you only have from the time it's introduced to the time that it's approved by the council, you have a matter of from a Friday to a following Tuesday, so you have roughly 10 days that an item is actually brought before the council, and then it's actually turned into Macy, but y'all don't see it till the next week because it's coming on the planning committee. And then y'all have to make a decision within less than 5 days by the time you actually get it in a packet. And that's not enough time. So the reason we're trying to do this is to make a process more efficient, but also give all residents more time. And in the process, also, we have permitting that is going on site and actually putting something, on site to notify all the residents, not just putting the sole responsibility of it on the applicant. We're also taking an additional step on the permit side. So I hear your concern, but I think this is going to be
So
more
I'm not
efficient.
necessarily against it, but that's one of my concerns. And just to give you an example, if John Doe comes up and says, "Hey man, I got a mortgage. The interest rates are fixing to go up, and I can get 3.5% right now, but if I wait 30 days, then it'll go to 4.5, and that's going to cost me a bunch of money." And I just want to caution everybody that this could happen. And if we increase the process from some say 30 days to 60 or 90, then we're gonna have some disgruntled people trying to secure a mortgage, a loan, and then trying to get this thing, everything in line. So that's my only concern about it. I don't know if we can have some type of exception to the rule if there's some type of emergency type deal with a mortgage rate or something like that involved. I just think that we need to try to maybe include that language in this ordinance. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the planning commission is really, the purpose is creates re-subdivides. That has nothing to do with, as far as anything on any of your loan values or going to the bank and asking for, kind of like just getting it requoted for, a discount in your interest rates. The planning commission is really for rezoning purposes only. Until we get to a full-scale zone, plan for the master plan that is planned for the future. We're going to be coming before the council to plan that. This is solely for just re-subdivides.
Yeah, and the reason I bring that up is because we had an actual deal like that one time where some kind of way, an email wasn't read, and then it wasn't put on the agenda for the commission, and then the guy missed out. I mean, he was gonna miss out on a lower interest rate, and we had made an exception, I guess over the phone. We said, well, we'll approve it, and then we'll ratify it at the meeting.
Yes, sir.
I think that's kind of what we did at the time, but
There are exceptions like that. So exceptions can be made. Yes, sir.
yeah. All right.
So let me play this out. So like the planning meeting was before the meeting tonight at 5:15 or whatever. The little planning commission, they have their meeting. Then the following month, we're gonna approve it.
You're going to approve. So what happens is,
I'm just saying that's how we.
yes, sir.
That's
Yeah,
the 30
absolutely.
days.
So what happens with every planning committees are there to make recommendations.
Yeah.
Y'all have a bunch of different committees on behalf of the council, but a committee is there to make a recommendation, and those recommendations in every other parish, recommendations by that committee actually goes before the full council to make the full authority decision. Okay, right now that's not happening in
Right.
Iberville.
That's why I was asking. It's gonna be like the following meeting, or is it gonna be like 2 months?
It'll be the following. So something could be introduced. It could be introduced this planning committee today. Okay.
All right.
That planning committee makes a recommendation and it goes to the council, and the council approves it like an ordinance. And you approve it like an ordinance saying it's introduced this month, and then we will approve it next month.
Sounds good.
So it's basically a 30-day process.
So Randall's gonna get up there and explain what it is. And,
Right.
we can-
Yes, sir. And we're working on the language of the ordinance because we have to create an ordinance, and that ordinance is going to come before you next month. So we're not at that step yet, but we're working towards that step to make sure that we don't have what happened in the past.
Right, that's the intent.
Yes.
The intent is more communication, so none of us get blindsided.
Yes.
Something's happening in our district, and all of a sudden it's done, and then you get hit like Miss Martinez did in the last thing. So that's what the whole thing's about, really. It's about open communication, you know.
And I want to thank y'all because I noticed the signs on the residents that are going for the subdividing. So it's, y'all did jump on that really quick, and I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay,
Mr.
I'd like a motion to introduce this to public hearing for April 15th at 6:00 PM. Motion by Mr. Dominique. Second by Ms. Martinez. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Allen,
No.
Dominique,
Yes.
Frazier,
Yes.
Pierce,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Markins,
Yes.
Bradford,
Yes.
Martinez,
Yes.
Jordan,
Yes.
Jewel.
Yes.
Motion carries. Prior to this meeting, we had a resolutions committee meeting, and with two resolutions that were voted on to move forward. A resolution to declare certain used movable property as surplus property and be sold at a public auction sale in accordance with Louisiana law, and a resolution adopting the citizen participation plan for CDBG. And I'd like a motion to both.
I'll second.
Motion by Bradford, second by Markins, on both A and B.
Allen,
Yes.
Dominique,
Yes.
Frazier, Pierce,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Markins,
Yeah.
Bradford,
Yep.
Martinez,
Yes.
Jordan,
Yes.
Jewel.
Yes.
Motion carries. And if there's no further business, there is one other thing I want to mention to you, Council, if you would. The packet that the gentleman from Acadian Ambulance handed to you, I suggest that you really take a good look at it. I'm going to ask that gentleman to come back in April to discuss and kind of explain what they've got going on. They've got an excellent job opportunity situation that that all of us can use for our constituents. You know, it's almost like an apprentice program. So, we'll have that, next meeting, I'll ask you to come back and give a full presentation on it if you would. Great. With that, if no other business, I need a motion to adjourn. Motion by Mr. Pierce, second by Ms. Jenkins. No, just
Mace, bring your my receipts back. Bring your my receipts.